everyone's going to retire.
This is
one part farce, one part narrative, one part maybe he wants to retire. But anyways, Brew, was LeBron's time in LA a success if he does retire, which he's not?
We all believe he won't retire. But if he does, if today he announced, I'm done, absolutely. All right, and I was saying back when he was in Cleveland, and the talk was that he was going to go to L.A. his last year in Cleveland. If you go to L.A., LeBron, you better win the title.
Okay, good.
Because everybody else there, other than Elgin Baylor, every other superstar, Wilt, Jerry West, Shaq, Kobe, Kareem, Magic, they all delivered at least one championship.
Yep.
So if LeBron had gone there and not won, I think it would be viewed as a failure, and rightly so when you're talking about a franchise of that ilk. However, obviously, he did win the championship. And when you consider where they were at, they hadn't won a title in 10 years. Mm-hmm. They hadn't been to the playoffs in 6 years.
They had the worst record in basketball over the previous 6 years.
Right. They were horrible. And he breaks Kareem's record in a Laker jersey. Absolutely a success.
So it's not only that it's a success, and this is where LeBron is a victim of his own previous success and the standard we set for him. And by the way, a lot of other guys are now falling victim to that. A guy like Giannis, who's unimpeachably great. It's like, wait, you're not making the finals every year? How great are you? Like we are now all of a sudden, there are other superstars because LeBron changed what we thought in the modern NBA the best player in the league is supposed to do. And now LeBron being held to that same standard where he's not the best player is tough. But I'll use Giannis again. Would anyone deny that the last 5 years in Milwaukee have been a resounding success? Of course not. And they've accomplished exactly what the Lakers have. Since LeBron's been in LA, there is only one team that has accomplished more than the Lakers, the Warriors. And by the way, he knocked them out of the playoffs twice in that time, once in the play-in, once in the actual playoffs. We can show you the most successful franchises over the last 5 years. Championships, finals appearances, conference finals appearances. So the Warriors are ahead because they've been to 2 finals. Nobody's ahead in rings. Right. They haven't won 2.
Right.
They've been to because it's from 2019. They lost. Nobody else. Now the Heat and the Nuggets could change the math a bit, and they could leapfrog. One of them will when they win the title. But look at it. And I think the reason this is noteworthy to me is nobody would argue that any of these other franchises have been failures over the last 5 years. Mm-hmm. Nobody. That they haven't succeeded. And the Lakers, again, have succeeded at a higher level or as high of a level as anyone except for Golden State, which has them nipped there, I would say, because they made the one other finals. But because it's LeBron and because we did get LeBron went to 8 finals in a row, there is the feeling of didn't do enough. It didn't accomplish enough, and I just think it's irrational.
I do think that LeBron, his standard is crazy. We hold him to a ridiculous standard. I mean, even 40, 10, and 9, and some people are criticizing him in that last game. And I'm not trying to start a big GOAT debate, but I believe, and I think this has made things harder on LeBron for his career. Jordan is really the one that switched it. Like, because Jordan won so much, 6 times in 8 years, it was like, when LeBron came in, it was like, you got to win not only championship, but a bunch of championships. And so Jordan, you could even say Bird and Magic kind of started it with it's all about winning, how much you win. And then Jordan took it to another level. And now LeBron getting to the finals, but not winning. I think LeBron and these other guys are living up to the standard of Jordan, or trying to.
All right, spin it forward. Are you retiring LeBron's jersey number into the rafters if he does retire? Again, a little bit of...
This is, to me, one of the most... I don't understand why this is like controversial. I also don't understand why it's a question. Unequivocally, obviously, yes, his jersey would be retired with the Lakers. It is not debatable. So as far as, guys, just this part of it, did you win a finals MVP? Did that franchise retire your jersey? The answer for everyone that did not recently retire or is not still playing is unequivocally yes, with the exception of, let me check real quick. Oh, yeah, the guy who won it for Vinnie Johnson for a team that doesn't have a team anymore, the Seattle Supersonics. Everyone else that has won a finals MVP has the jersey retired there. But then just be like, well, the Lakers, it's different. The Lakers retired Wilt's number. The Lakers retired Powell's number. And we can show you their careers compared to LeBron's. The reason Powell says 6.5 is because he was traded mid-season. So Powell does have more rings, but he was the second best guy. LeBron has accomplished far more as a Laker than Wilt did. I would argue he's accomplished more than Powell did. We can disagree about it.
No, I mean, Powell went to 3 finals. Individually, obviously, LeBron was better, but Powell did go to 3 finals.
Powell went to 3 finals as the number 2. What
Right.
is that worth versus the 1 championship as a number 1? And they just retired Powell's, and it was no question they were retiring Wilt's. So, obviously, to me, they're retiring LeBron's number.
Yeah, I would agree. Initially, you think, wow, he's only there 5 years. And he's been, like, I don't think we're going to think of LeBron first as a Laker. I think we're going to think of him. It'll be interesting. I would think of him first as a Cav.
Yeah.
But some people might think of him first as a member of the Miami Heat. That's where he won
think?
2. Maybe. It's where he won his first championship. That's where he won 2. That was the team that was the most dominant that he played on. Maybe. But I don't know if one team stands out for him. But you're right. When you really look at it, Wilt played in a bunch of finals with the Lakers. I think 3 or 4, but only won 1. And again, he broke Kareem's record there. You have to retire.
And by the way, it wasn't Vinnie Johnson who won the Finals MVP with the Sonics. Was it Gus Williams? Whoever it
Probably
was.
Gus
They
Williams.
don't have the. It wasn't,
Yeah, Vinny. You're thinking of Vinny from the Pistons.
Yes, my apologies.
And
But
who
whatever it
didn't
was,
win
they
it
don't
either.
have the
ringing
Yeah.
off the hook.
I think it was Gus, the Wizard Williams. Yeah.
Okay, Gus.
Yeah.
It's an embarrassing mistake.
No,
for me.
I-
And by the
tell me
way,
about it.
didn't expect Wilds to pick me up there, but honestly, Brew,
I was
you
listening
covered that
like,
team.
what?
I
was
figured
like this.
I
you
did
had
watch
it
on
right.
tape delay.
The,
I watched
the
those games.
Sonics Finals MVP is not retired because the Sonics don't exist. Go ahead, Wilds. Sorry, I need
He
to
was a
correct.
really good
I know,
player.
no, I
Was
need
it? I'm not sure if it was Gus. Was
I forget
it Gus?
who it was. Go
Dennis
ahead,
Johnson,
Wilds.
Gus Williams?
Whoever it was for the
Jack
Sonics.
Sikma?
I forget. No,
Downtown
Jack
Freddie
Sikma's number
Brown.
is
I
retired.
remember all those.
Dusty,
guys.
Dusty, come take my headset.
Go ahead.
AD, here's where we're in the segment. LeBron's career was success. Now his number is retired. So now we're at the part with who leads the Lakers. Again, this is where a little bit of fairy tale land. AD caught off guard by LeBron's retirement, allegedly or reportedly.
Dennis Johnson. Not
DJ.
Dennis Johnson. Go ahead, Wild. Sorry.
Most think of him as a Celtic.
Yeah.
Yes,
that's
I
who
do.
It was. Go
Shout
ahead.
out to
Great
Dennis
with the
Johnson.
Sonics.
Yeah.
Brew, do you think AD could carry the Lakers like George Mikan once did?
Nope. Nope.
His
And
number's
I'll be
retired. He was in
surprised
Minneapolis.
if any of you guys disagree. Anthony Davis is a number 2. He's a 2, period. All right? And that's what he'll be. Just like he is now, if LeBron leaves, he'll be a 2. They'll be pretty good. Maybe they would make the playoffs, I guess, depending on the guard play. But what they would need to do to compete for championships is get a dog in there. Like, we keep mentioning this guy, but a Damian Lillard. Somebody like that. You put a guy like that with AD, and I love it because AD is great defensively. But offensively, he's up and down. So I would also, if I can't get a Damian Lillard or that star that's going to make me compete right away with AD, I am going on the market and seeing what I can get for him. I'm not saying I'll definitely trade him.
You're
but
saying
I'm
a full
definitely-
teardown.
No, I'm just open to it.
Yeah.
I'm open to it.
No, I don't
if
think
I
it's
don't
a terrible
get
idea.
great stuff for AD, then I'm not doing it. But I would certainly be open to it.
How many seasons in Anthony Davis's career do you think his team won 50 games? Whole career. You want to give it a guess?
I mean, in New Orleans, did he win 1?
No, the answer is once. It was the year they won the title. Oddly, a 71-game season, they still won 52 games. That's the only 50-win season of his career. Now, he's been injured this year. LeBron was injured. But in New Orleans, they topped out at 48 wins.
But he was a one-man show there.
The year, hold on.
Yeah, they had some players.
The year that they made
DeMarcus
round
Cousins.
2, they had Boogie Cousins in the regular season, pre-injury Boogie. He got hurt at the end. They had Rondo, who was good at that time. And so, but
Eric Gordon, they were injured a lot.
But
Drew
Wilds,
Holiday.
that's when you say one-man show, like that's the question we're asking. Can you carry it? That doesn't mean win a title as a one-man show. But again, this gets us back to the Jokic conversation from yesterday. In this league, in this sport, a singularly great player is supposed to get you into the club of, we're pretty good. You know what I mean? We're a frisky team. Not necessarily a true championship contender, but high 40s, low 50 wins. Like Dirk didn't have great teammates around him his entire career, but he got you in there. Joker has now gotten to that place where it's like, hey, just by having me, you're guaranteed to be competitive. Put the right pieces around me, you can compete for a title. It's not who AD is because he is not assertive enough offensively. He is that level of player as a defender. But I will give you another guy who, again, sometimes we lose perspective because it's in the here and the now. Do you know who I also just described? Kevin Garnett. Was not going to give you 30 a night, but was going to give you 20 and was going to give you great defense. Yep. And when he was by himself, he was out in the first round every single year, except for 1 year they had a nice little run. Mm-hmm. Nobody killed him.
And he had Sprewell and Sam Cassell.
Sprewell and Sam Cassell. Nobody killed him. He goes to the Celtics, has the right pieces around him, wins a title. Like, sometimes what we want from a player is not who they're going to be.
He had 28 and 11 in New Orleans. Like his best year. Like that seems to be a pretty assertive guy.
For that, I think scoring on a mediocre team when you're getting a lot of looks is different than scoring on a team with other options.
That's where the winning comes in.
Yeah.
Because a lot of guys put up big numbers. Trae Young. But how much you winning?
Wow.
I'm just saying, how much are you winning?
He's going to be.
But like
AD's teammate.
People don't look at KG as a disappointment, but also understood he was never going to come close to a title without those other guys.
He was more of a leader, though.
No doubt.
And,
no doubt. And crazier.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get more from the show and to check out clips from other shows on FS1.